they're actually seeing in these 3 boxes. We'll let Emily get her drink together, get her drink on.
Oh, I think it's going to be gross, I'm going to be honest. I really wasn't paying attention to the flavors.
What is the name of the drink you're making? Ouzo?
No, Ouzo, oh boy.
I know what Ouzo is. It's a Greek drink.
Yeah, it's licorice flavor.
And what are you drinking?
So I have some Jack Apple whiskey, and I have lemon, and I couldn't find simple syrup, so instead I used a little bit of grenadine.
Wasn't that a Dolly Parton song, Jack Apple Whiskey? And Jack Apple Whiskey in the forms of yesterday. I love my Jack Apple Whiskey day after day. Hey, what do you guys think of my new hairdo? You guys were away last week, so I thought I would, anyway, I'll tell you when the show starts. Let's,
I thought we were going to be replaced this week by Ted.
Well, I'm going to talk about that right after. Ladies and gentlemen, you know it, you want it. Maybe you don't want it. It's already...
Theme song?
Or we could go with this. See, I wish that is my favorite. I wish those blurbs played longer. They only give you 10 seconds. I would have loved a little more what's happening.
Do you know who wrote that theme song? What's happening?
Who?
You have a guess?
Rerun. Rerun.
Legendary songwriter.
Elton John?
No. Henry Mancini.
Oh! Henry Mancini of the Mancini Orchestra.
I would have never guessed that.
The man who gave you Moon River, who gave you the theme.
Well, you know, we all have to make money. And
it's literally they wrote that song. Well, we gotta write a song that has a lot of fat people in it. It just sounds like a lot of fat people now.
Yeah, it's a fat person song.
It really is.
Anyway.
What's wrong with both of you?
That's terrible. Well, I don't know. Let's intro.
Well, my body fat is pretty bad, so I thought Steve will be the first.
Let's get to the crux and let people know what they just walked into. Welcome to the Steve Squared Show. Yes, that's me. I am your host with the most new hairdo. What do you guys think of it? Yeah, baby. You guys were away for a couple of weeks, so I did something different. It's my homage to Richard Simmons. If you could see, I'm actually wearing. Can you see? Sweating to the oldies. Oh, what do you mean? Like I always have ready available. We are.
I'll meet you at Target later, so you can return that shirt.
Yeah, I'll return it after the show. So again, welcome to the Steve Squared Show. I am your host, Funny Man Stevie K, along with my partners in crime. Down to your box beneath us. Looks like she's burning in hell. Just off a flight from the infestation, as we call it, Florida, Emily Vave. And in the upper quadrant to Emily's upper left, my immediate right, and to your lower right, coming in from the winds at southwest, Stephen M. You know him, you love him. And let's give Steve. And you can catch the show on govsradio.com, Governor's Comedy Facebook page, maybe a little Roku, YouTube, I don't know. Look for it, find it, love it, check it, share the square. We got a lot to do today. We have a huge show. That's why I have huge hair. Now, I have a bone to pick with both of you. You both left us high and dry last week.
Wait a second.
High and dry.
Please, I made it known, and Steve, you can back me up on this. After we got off the show Monday, 2 weeks ago, I said, just so you guys know, I'm not going to be able to be here, next week. I'm going to be in Florida. And the someone forgot and texted me and says, "Hey, are you going to be on the show?"
But here's the problem. You actually are thinking I listen to the show as I'm doing it. I don't.
It wasn't during the show, it was after the show.
Well, then you made a bigger mistake because I don't listen to you before, during, or after. And where were you, Steven?
I was working.
All right, we'll give you a pass. So anyway,
I'm laboring.
Was it Labor Day that you got? Yeah, it was Labor Day. So my dad stepped up, came on the show, and we did an excerpt on all his models. It was fantastic. People loved it. He showed off his models, and I'm not talking about Farrah Fawcett or Tyra Banks. I'm talking about his car models. And it was very interesting. He was very excited. He did a great job. You should check out that show. Watch that episode. Do you guys know where to find our episodes?
Our episodes?
Yeah, it's on Govs Radio. Govs Radio, in case you didn't know.
On Facebook page. Don't test me on this, Steve.
So, how was your Florida trip, Emily?
It was needed. It was, interesting. I hate flying now, although all the middle seats on all the planes are blocked off. So you don't have to worry about someone like sleazy all over you in the middle seat. But otherwise, it was just the flights are terrible. Florida was fun, super hot. Wouldn't recommend. I hate the heat.
It looks like you're sitting in a burning heat right now.
This is how I felt when I was living in Arizona.
Now, are they making you? Do you have to be like quarantined off? Like you just flew? What's the deal with that? What did they tell you?
Here's the thing. This stays between us and our listeners.
Okay, so it'll be the four of us.
So when you were on the flight, or getting off the flight, you were either supposed to fill something out online, or get off the flight and get a piece of paper and then hand it back.
Right.
Like, get your information so they can track you. Because they will call you and the government will find you. So what a bunch of people started doing, and I'm going to plead the fifth on whether I did this or not, you were supposed to take the piece of paper and hand it back, and people just took the piece of paper and walked away and threw it out in the nearest garbage can. So you just have a bunch of people who are not being tracked by the government. But yeah, I am in.
Oh, maybe Till Daddy was wrong.
That's not good. I'm not.
That was not a great sound clip for that.
That was not. I don't have a good soundbite for that. Maybe this.
That was, but that was not it.
Well, I'm glad that there's many people running around unchecked. What was your week like, Steve? You had any interesting trips anywhere abroad?
No, I drove to the mall.
You drove to the mall?
Nature.
The mall. What did you do at the mall, Steve?
Just browse. Just exciting stuff. Not as exciting what goes on in Florida, though, I can imagine that.
Listen.
Now, also, I'm very excited to say, I got on my book that I finished. Oh, Emily with the glasses, I love it. That's a whole great look for you.
Listen, these are blue light glasses. I work on my laptop like 8 to 10 hours a day, so I get headaches from looking at the screen, and I just got these, and they help diffuse the headaches.
I love them. They look great. But as I was saying, my Jack LaLanne book is complete. That's why I'm not in Jack LaLanne gear, but I'm in Richard Simmons gear. But my mom took a read of the book because my mom's very good in proofing, and she really enjoyed the book. She gave me her thumbs up. She said,
Let's go bowling.
So that was very exciting, and so that was good. And we got other exciting news. The Bronx Zoo. Now, the theme of this show, in case you didn't know, is kind of like a bird theme. That's why I played a little Partridge Family. And we all love the Partridge Family. And I didn't even know this. Steve filled me in that the partridge is a bird. Sure.
A pear tree.
A partridge in a pear tree. Sure. I didn't know that. Because I was trying, you know how we did the musical groups, the female rock bands, and I was talking to Emily, and I couldn't think of another one. I feel like we ran through it. So I said, hey, how about a musical TV group? And then I thought, oh, Partridge Family. And Steve's like, hey, that'll tie in good with the bird theme. Wink, wink. Dropping a spoiler. Very excited. We have a special guest that's frightening to Emily. That's all I'll say. I won't say any more.
I just need to throw this out there.
Don't give away our guest, though.
I just have a phobia of.
Don't give away our guest. So.
Very near future, I have a phobia.
I know. Emily has a huge phobia. But
Don't fun of me. It's valid, okay?
all right, fine. The Bronx Zoo is open. So you can go to the Bronx Zoo, Steve. Maybe we'll do this. We'll all go. And you could look at the animals will have masks on.
Okay.
What's your favorite animal, Emily? Which animal, if you go to a zoo, what do you like to see?
Just talking about this. Okay, so my number one land animal are bears. Like the polar bears or the grizzly bears. I love them. I want to cuddle them. Birds, I only like owls. And sea life, I love octopus.
Interesting.
Would be my favorite thing to see, though. I love the bears.
I love the Bad News Bears. Now, you can't cuddle the bears this year because you have to be 6 feet away from them.
I know, I'm really upset. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's not a good idea for me to go to the zoo. I'll probably get arrested for breaking into the bear enclosure.
You can't break in. What about you, Steve? You look like a tiger guy.
I like the elephants. The elephants are cool.
Elephants are so cute.
Are they allowed to have elephants in a zoo anymore?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought that. Or I'm thinking of the circus.
Because once they live in captivity, it's difficult to them to go back to the wild.
It's difficult to go back to the wild.
And I would like to go off the board, mind you.
Go.
And give a mention, not necessarily officially an animal, but more of an animatronic. The birds of the Enchanted Tiki Room at Disney. Oh, I love them. I love them. And they sing.
Now, I think animatronic birds that could sing might be something. That's pretty exciting.
Did you ever go to the Enchanted Tiki Room at Disney? Oh, it's wonderful.
Now, do you know there was a lot of, speaking of birds singing, Steve, help me out with this. Wasn't it in Mary Poppins, the writer was very upset. She didn't like that animated with the famous. Right, the Dick Van Dyke scene where he's dancing with. What song was he singing?
It was a whole series of stuff. They were the whole animated sequence. They were doing Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's a Jolly Holiday for Mary. There might have been one other song here and there, but she didn't like anything with it. She didn't like the animation. She didn't like the American,
We like to animate everything here.
I don't understand what the animation was for. Actually, that always confused me when I watched the movie. I had no idea why there was animation. It was weird.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's Disney putting his Disney. He wants to put Walt wants to put his little flavor on it. Don't forget, we're about cartoons here.
The only thing that was Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews. Don't come at me.
Wasn't it Shirley Jones?
Steve's just trying to.
I'm getting set for the segue to Shirley Jones, but I just got a message that our guest is getting restless and is ready. So I believe I'm going to try to see if this works. This is going to be very difficult to do. Very difficult. We're going to see if this works. And hold on a second. I'm going to talk them through this because I don't know if they're tech savvy. And we're going to see if they get in here. And
I'm already so uncomfortable.
Don't be uncomfortable. We welcome all guests, ladies and gentlemen, to the Steve Squared Show. Hey, who wants to hear my elbow crack?
Oh, that was you. That's off with my wrist on the daily basis.
Hey, my hair looks nice. Now,
I've known you more than 10 years. I've heard every year.
Now, I'm trying to see here. I'm not doing anything, as Emily said. I'm hoping that when they click in, they'll just pop up on the screen. Let's see. What do you got there? Oh. Oh, look, we have wasabi in the lower right.
Oh, I'm so uncomfortable.
Don't be uncomfortable.
I'm close to you, Emily.
Wait for it. Yes, I made sure it was on Emily's to her left or to her right, whichever the frame of reference is. Now, wasabi's ready, but they just need to click to click on the video. I believe they're probably not clicking on video or audio because
I'm literally so
we have a wasabi sighting, but no wasabi.
Oh my god.
Hang tight. I'm telling you, it's a tech issue. They're trying to get in.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid, or you should be very afraid.
No,
That's your address.
Oh wait, I hear a voice, but you have to. I hear something, but I need you to click on the. There we go. Oh my gosh, this is her handler. There you go. Hey, that's my friend Melissa, and that's the handler of. Now, who is that? Wasabi? All right, get wasabi. This is straight. We're gonna get Wasabi's thoughts on the Bronx Zoo opening up. Say something, Wasabi. Welcome to the Steve Squared Show.
He's hungry. He's eating his graham cracker.
Can we get a little closer up? Can you get it? Can you get it? He's a little far away.
While we're waiting for Wasabi to chow down, I need everyone to be aware I have a huge thing with birds.
Get it even a little bit. Can you get it closer? That's a little far away. Bring it right in his face, right in his mug.
No, don't get him too upset.
That's better.
Behind the screen, Steve, I'm gonna leave.
He's not gonna fly into your box.
Listen.
This is the best.
Hello.
Wasabi! What's up, Wasabi? Now, wasn't Wasabi Ralph Macchio's sensei in Karate Kid? Mis- Oh, was it Mr. Wasabi? Was it? Now, I was wrongly promoted on this. I was heard that Wasabi speaks Spanish.
He does, but he's not going to talk right now because he's too busy chowing down.
Well, why'd you give him a graham cracker? Take it away from him.
I can't, he's going to hurt me. This is why I hate birds, okay? You want to say hi? You want to say hi?
Yeah. What's to eat?
No.
The problem was we got him at dinner time.
I think he wants to
Can we
eat
see him or no?
flesh.
I can see him.
I want to see him attack the handler. Let's see something here.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Well,
both of you right now.
I'm very excited that we heard the handler knows how to speak. Melissa speaks well. Melissa, very good job.
Wasabi, this way, come closer to the side.
Yeah, I gotta hold it.
Try to hold him, maybe. Bring him. There you go.
I gotta hold the computer. It's having he's eating pimple now. I have a stress pimple. Do what you do. I have a stress pimple.
Wasabi. Look at this. You see, Steve, I said it's always hard to do animal guess.
That's the other bird. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm crazy.
we have the other bird's name. What's the other bird's name?
Kiwi.
What's its name?
Kiwi.
Kiwi and Wasabi. Now, are they related? How old is this bird right here, Wasabi?
He's under 10.
He's under 10. Now, is that how? Now, you told. How long does a bird live for? A parrot.
He lived to like 85.
85. That is pretty. Now, what type of parrot is this? What would you call this parrot?
He's an orange wing Amazon, and he's a rescue.
A rescue. You rescued it where? Was it? You found it on Long Island? Where? At a local KFC? In Deer Park. Don't be scared, Emily.
I'm identifying my fear.
Sassy.
He's too more. He's just a little more tame.
I'm hoping he'll say something for us, but I don't have. I'm not.
He's talking.
He's talking. I don't hear him.
Because you're talking.
All right, let's give him a minute.
He likes when the music's on. Hold it on. Yeah, he doesn't want to chat. Sorry, he's not performing very well. What are you doing? What are you doing? What?
I'm thinking he might replace you, Steve, next week as one of our hosts.
He said hello. I think he's going to attack me.
Yeah, this.
I will literally shit a brick. I can't.
All right.
Can you see what was he close enough for you?
All right. Yeah, that's all right. All right. We're going to. You can exit out, and but we want to thank you for bringing and introducing us to Wasabi.
I'm Wasabi.
Thanks, Wasabi. We'll see you soon. Bye. That was Wasabi.
Say bye.
Oh my God! Oh, whoa! There's a flying bird loose. Did you see that?
Showtime.
That's live TV. That's live radio.
Oh my God! No.
Somebody wants to say hello to everybody.
Oh my God. Okay, bye. Thank you.
I literally think I almost just shit my pants.
Oh, you're fine. Okay, that's it for Wasabi.
I saw her eyes leave her body.
That was pretty scary. That was.
Oh my God.
Now I'm kind of disappointed because he didn't say anything.
That's what you get from a bird, okay? Birds are demons with wings.
Steve, I gotta tell you, what that reminded me of, I don't know, that video, the video that I seen at there was some talk show in some Eastern Bloc country, and this woman has a bear with her, and I guess that she's the handler or whatever, and all of a sudden, the bear just jumps at her and maul her.
Yeah.
It was scary, but God, we need to save that. That was...
That was a good bit from he just left his perch. You see, this is why you never know what you're going to get from the Steve Square Show.
Steve, that's our tomahawk. That's our tomahawk.
Literally, I
Yes.
felt his soul leave my body, and I saw
But they're the handlers. You've seen it all the time on these shows when the animal, they don't always know how to perform. They're not as good as you guys, although Wasabi was very good.
I saw the claws come out.
That was pretty...
Everyone makes fun of me for hating birds, and then she goes, oh, it's going to attack me. No.
Well, all right, so I'm sorry we scared Emily with the bird. I tried to have animal guests. You see, what was going on was I didn't have a lot of material for today's show. So I asked my friend if I thought, we'd get a guest from the Bronx Zoo.
I think it might be best if you take off the Wasabi screen because Emily looks stressed out.
I can't take...
Doesn't want to even see the word Wasabi.
I can't... There we go. So, unfortunately, we have to stick with the bird theme and get into our favorite musical group. We're not doing rock bands anymore. We were doing a lot of girl rock bands, Go-Go's, and Four Non-Blondes. This week, I thought we would do some TV, our favorite TV, like one of your nostalgic TV bands. And what did we pick? What are we going with?
In honor of Wasabi,
No,
I would say the Partridge Family, correct?
You are correct.
I know absolutely nothing about the Partridge Family. When you said TV music group, I thought of Glee.
Oh, of course you would.
Excuse me. First of all, you just subjected me to literally one of my worst years. Cut me
So the Partridge Family, a show a lot of years ago, and they had the wonderfully gifted David Cassidy, who unfortunately I think he passed away. Is that right, Steve?
He did pass away.
He used to perform in his later years on Long Island, right here in He performed right here.
He did show at Burns Park.
In Burns Park. Look, Google him, YouTube him, Emily. You will love him. He had great hair.
I know who David Cassidy is. My mom used to be in love with him when she was a kid.
Oh, well, there you go. Sure, everybody's mom loved David Cassidy, and he performed. It wasn't at the peak of his career when he was at Burns Park, to say the least. He was hammered and probably a mess. You know what? He was not good at the time. But now there was. I got some good stuff here. He was doing a lot of this.
Set up lines of cocaine with your daughter, and the two of you do lines of cocaine. Yes.
So, did you know? I'm going to play a little trivia fact. We'll see who gets it. It'll probably be Steve, because Emily doesn't know the Partridge Family. All right. Well, you'll learn. Learn like the rest of us. Well, did you know that their song? Their song? I think I Love You. Which they didn't even perform. It lost to the.
Can I correct that for you?
Well, two of them performed.
Okay, so on these records, David Cassidy performed and Shirley Jones.
Yes, two of them performed.
Everyone else was just backup singers and the Wrecking Crew. If you don't know what the Wrecking Crew is, like the greatest bunch of musicians ever. They played on everything from Partridge Family to Frank Sinatra to the Beach Boys. They played to Frank Sinatra. They played with everyone on these recordings. Anyway, go on.
The Partridge Family was based on a real family singing group. Do you know what the name of that singing group was, Steve? Or Emily? Who'd you say, Emily? I don't think so.
I tried. There you go. Steve, take it away with the actual answer.
It is the Cowsills.
Very good, Steve. Let me find you. That's very good.
Let's go bowling.
That's not what I wanted to give Steve. So, but they actually, do you know their song beat Let It Be thing, and this guy got $600 a week. He would have been better taking unemployment.
That's like so messed up, man.
But they renegotiated when he turned 18. So, believe me, he did fine. He made enough money to do lines of cocaine.
I think he was over 18. He was over 18 when that show started, though.
No, when they signed the contract, he was under. Because that's when he was able to renegotiate. So, now here's a list of interesting guest stars on the Partridge Family. You're gonna like this list. Jodie Foster.
Oh, I love Jodie Foster. Silence of the Lambs is my movie, yo.
Clarice. Clarice.
That was terrible. That was actually...
Clarice.
cringeworthy, man.
All
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. Anybody else? Do you know? Okay, let's go this way. Steve, go ahead. Tell me who you think you know. Richard Pryor is right.
Pryor was on it.
Actually, as a side note, Richard Pryor was an uncle on the show. He was that was when they were talking about race, and they wanted to get this whole kumbaya feeling going. They made Richard Pryor a distant uncle.
That's terrible.
All right, sorry. Go ahead, Steve. That was a lie. I lied about that.
The Scarecrow himself, Ray Bolger, played Shirley's mom. Shirley's dad.
That's a stretch.
I'd say, wow, that's forward thinking for the time.
Now, all the Charlie's Angels, Farrah Fawcett, Jacqueline Smith, Cheryl Ladd, even Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
And Lou Gossett Jr. was on it. So, and here's another interesting couple of other good facts. Meredith Baxter, who was on Family Ties, she was on and dated David Cassidy. They had a little romance going.
And now she's a lesbian.
Good for her. That's what David Cassidy will do to you, because he did lines with cocaine.
The best news of this entire show. Gays, folks.
What else do we have for you? Oh, this was interesting. Shirley Jones took the part or the role in the Partridge Family only after turning down Mrs. Brady in the Brady Bunch. She said she didn't want to spend a show making sandwiches for kids and in the kitchen. And she liked the idea of Shirley Partridge being a working mom, more, not your more strong woman role.
Well, another thing is the Partridge Family came on a year later than the Brady Bunch, and I'm sure Brady Bunch. She really realized that'd be some good money, good sitcom money.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true. Yes, that's true too. I guess we like to think cynical. I agree with you, Steve.
Yeah, here's another story about David Cassidy.
I love David Cassidy.
His father was Jack Cassidy.
Sure.
Great theater actor, whatever. He'd get some TV parts here and there. He did Columbo's, a great actor. Had a lot. Like David, had the addiction bug. He was a drinker, and actually was drinking that led to his father's death. He fell asleep after drunk, and his cigarette burned up the house. Listen, but he was.
Thank you for that, Steve.
I digress. I'm going on. He was like the second guy in line to play Ted Baxter in Unmarried Time War, but Ted Knight got the part instead.
Probably a better choice.
And he was very bitter about the whole thing, and watching David Cassidy become this huge star just like that. And here he is. He worked all years and years to be a trained actor.
Well, here's my little bit of insight, and Emily, you could jump in on that. This is why theater is a waste of time.
That's coming from Stevie K.
Wow,
Because this guy was a trained actor his whole life and nothing. David Cassidy, boom, one audition. He's got women, drugs. He's unbelievable. This is what I want.
Set up lines of cocaine with your daughter, and the two of you do lines of cocaine.
Yes.
That's what you get by being a TV star. You don't get that in the theater. You don't get lines of cocaine.
2 things. One, need some new sound bites, because that one has been used every week.
I'll tell you, that's a favorite. People love Dr. Phil and lines of cocaine.
I never saw anyone say anything good
Me
about that.
neither. Second of all, I can't fully agree with you there, because one, it's easier for men to get roles. Don't come at me. It's just a fact. Two, I don't think that's a waste of time. I just think that it's incredibly fresh.
I love my life.
When you do see someone who has really had a lot of experience and maybe even isn't that talented and gets the role after you worked your entire life for it, so I can see where they're in the disconnect. But honestly, not me.
That's why you need a Celsius sponsor. Now, Emily was very mad at me, Steve, because last week I featured our last all-female band, our last all-female girl rock band. I'll play a little bit. So I was running out of bands that were all female, and I had to turn to animated cartoons.
So many. What happened to Bikini Kill? Huh?
I played them; they stink.
So they're all female bands.
Well, I want some. The Josie and the Pussycats at least had some good songs. Hey.
Yeah, you did it without me.
All right. Let me.
I love them.
All right. So wait. So Steve was good on the Partridge Family. Let me ask you. Can you name the Three Pussycats?
Wait. This is gonna be embarrassing.
Here we go.
I know, but now
Don't Google. Don't you look it up.
How am I gonna look it up, huh? I'm stressed. What are they? Josie, the one starts with an S, right?
Wait. What was the first one?
Josie.
Josie. Yep.
And one of them starts with an S, right?
I know the other one is Melody. And wasn't there a Veronica?
No.
That was the
Archie.
Oh, but there's definitely a Melody. There was Josie, Melody, and I forget the other one. Hey, what about that bad Tara Reid movie?
I forget the other one too, and you just named the wrong band. You can't come at me anymore.
But it's not you're the Josie Pussycat expert. I'm not.
You did a whole show on them last week.
I didn't do the whole show. I did a minute.
You should be. Also, what happened to the band, the Pussycat Dolls? Because they're phenomenal too.
They don't play instruments.
Yes.
No, they don't, and they don't write their songs.
Yes.
What do you mean, yes?
Yes.
They have one song which is played in clubs. Me and Steve can attest to that because that was back in the day.
It was a great song.
Yeah.
And they're having a reunion.
Good for them. What are they going to do? Play the one song over and over again? 2-hour reunion.
Listen.
Hey, Emily. Wait a minute. Now I have to say this. I'm not a Netflix person.
Oh, wait.
What?
Josie, Melody, and wasn't. It starts with a V, but it's not Veronica.
Was it Valerie?
Yes.
Valerie. Yes, you're right.
No one cares about the other two. Everyone just cares about Josie.
Well, it's Josie and the Pussycats. So even in cartoon world, two of them get dissed. Just like Beyonce and Destiny's Children.
Yeah, that sucks. And I love Destiny's Child too. But I can't remember a single name, and they were all pop stars.
Exactly. So nobody ever cares. So the poor Pussycats got left out too. Maybe we'll have a Pussycat on the next show.
Oh yeah. Are you telling me to dress up as one of them?
That was my cue. Yes, actually I was.
Okay, I was just making sure
Now,
on the same page.
I am not. I mentioned this maybe last week or a couple of weeks ago, and when I'm wrong, and I'll have to say it. I'm not a Netflix watcher that much. I'll watch something here. I'm not a binger. I don't sit and watch 18 shows in a row. I had mentioned about Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid reboot of the series. It started on YouTube Red. I watched an episode. I thought it was fugazi. I said, look what they did. Now, I re-gave it a chance on Netflix. I almost watched both seasons in 2 days. Just fantastic. Great. Willie Zapka is great. Ralph Macchio is Ralph Macchio. He just does his Ralph Macchio. He's not terrible. He just plays himself, you know.
How many times in one episode do you say New Jersey Strong?
You know. Wait, Steve, what are you playing there? Wait a minute. Is that the there's this one too.
Should go back to girl bands at least and just,
So
celebrate with that around them.
that is true. Now,
So many girl groups.
all right. Will you find us one next week?
What's wrong with you?
But
What's wrong with you?
I know. I'm sorry, Steve. Emily, did you watch any of this Cobra Kai? Are you a Karate Kid person?
I hated it. I couldn't do it. I watched like 6 episodes, and I was like, "This is terrible."
All right, you gave it a chance. Steve, what did you think?
I think it was just Hamilton all over again.
Oh, Steve, I was so supportive of you.
I liked it. I really did.
Steve is a Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai forever. I'm actually going to start my own dojo. With this, that's why I got the new hair.
I'd be able to probably break your right hand.
That's true. I'm gonna start a new kind of karate, a wasabi karate, wasabi do.
Steve gave me a really nice compliment.
What?
I don't know if I told everyone, and Steve, don't get mad if I'm saying this, but he said my kicks are harder than some of his adult male clients, like when I do my kickboxing.
Her kicks Emily is no joke. She almost kills me. She kicks so hard, and that's virtually, Steve. That's through the computer. I almost get knocked over when I train her Zoom.
I see your nose looks a little raw there.
I know. I sent him new pads for when we're finally allowed to be together. I sent him new pads so I don't break his wrist.
No, we've kicked before, even pre-COVID, and she's got a powerful leg. I'll just say that.
One leg, and the other
She's got some leg. But anyway, and let me throw a little spoiler. Now, Steve's ahead of me on the Cobra Kai launch. I still have a couple of shows to watch to finish the second season, but in the last one I watched, and Steve, don't give this away because I don't know yet, but there was a Elizabeth shoe drop. Get it? Elizabeth shoe drop?
That was terrible.
Thank you. So he Facebooks her. He sends her a message on Facebook and hits it by accident. He wasn't going to send it. And he's in a bar, and the girl knocks into him, and he hits send by accident. So that's where I left off. So I don't know what parlays, and they've been talking to her about getting on the show. They got Martin, was it, Steve, his name is Martin Cove?
Yes, he's back.
And they got the mother to play. I mean, they got everybody. There was a horrible episode.
I truly couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
It was. I saw the last episode was sad. Did that guy really die in real life, Steve?
He did. He did. Like last September, he passed away.
And was he playing that? Was that him?
That was him playing. Yeah, he was playing someone. I guess maybe they decided to write that in. They knew he was sick. I guess I'm taking a guess.
That's where I got confused because I saw somebody write that, but then I didn't know if that was really him playing that.
Yeah, it's really him. He died in September. There's some liver ailments, I think. Kidney and liver.
Wow, that was.
I really have no idea what you're talking about.
It was one of his Cobra Kais from the Karate Kid. You know, one of the jerky guys.
Yeah,
I'm in a bag.
Put him in a body bag.
I really couldn't get past the first 6 episodes. I tried so hard.
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you, the Statue of Liberty is also open, but you can't go into the crown. You can't go into the pedestal. You can't go into the pedestal, but you can go up her skirt.
Outrageous.
I'm sorry.
I literally want to beat you. Like, I will hurt you, okay? That was terrible.
But you have to pay extra for that. Anyway, we all have to make. It's a tough time, this pandemic. We all have to make concessions.
That was so bad.
I'm sorry. Oh, why don't we do this? Because I wanted to replace. We'll give Emily a shot, and then Steve. I was replacing the rant with calling it this bothers me.
This is so unfair.
So Emily, what bothers you today or this week?
I'm gonna go back to my flights to Florida. Nothing bothers me more, folks, than when a flight lands. 2 things. One, when people clap.
that is a awkward thing.
And 2, when they say, please remain seated, please let the people in front of you go first, and you have the assholes in the last row who spring up, try to grab their bag and start trying to run towards the front, and then get caught because there's people actually trying to follow the rules, and you have the few assholes who are like getting their bags down before they're supposed to, trying to run, okay?
And they'll kick you, and they'll just jump ahead of you. They don't care what they're doing.
They will pull you over. They won't even say sorry. They'll just be like, put on a mask. Like, really?
These people are horrible.
I don't like that.
Terrible. You literally, all I say is like, what's that gonna do to you? You're still getting off the plane at the same time. Sit in your damn seat and wait for the 98-year-old woman in front of you to get her bag and walk off the plane, please.
First of all, why is a 98-year-old woman on a plane? I don't have time for it. I'd be one of those assholes that would be running.
I would literally trip you and then step on your head.
I would tackle that 98-year-old woman like George Costanza did.
I would trip you and step on your head. Okay?
Well, not with my new hair. So what about you, Steve? What bothers you today? Aside from my hair.
How should I go? I don't know. these political flags that are flying all over Long Island.
Right.
A political flag?
People have made flags for their candidates.
Flags bother you.
Yes.
Steve's bothered by flags.
I feel like I'm in the middle of a banana republic.
Yes, it's very we're very flag central right now.
I'm talking about the American flag, Steve.
No, I know you're talking about, the candidates' names, the political name. I get you.
Yes.
I got it. I thought that was. I had seen some people with the American flag and people were beeping and stuff like. Remember we talked about that, and I didn't understand that. But okay, my thing. I have two things. I don't like the. I was just reading here. I got it right in front of me in Newsday. They have these tribute bands that they try to pawn off as the real thing. So they'll put a big pit. They have these two guys, and they're going to be performing, and it says it's an Elton John and Billy Joel face-to-face tribute that concert when they both did that. So, and then they have pictures here of Elton John and Billy Joel. They're not performing. It's David Clark, and they're doing this at Adventureland, Steve. This is going to be Emily. We'll go. This will be fun.
Oh, are we going to? Okay.
And Billy Connors, who we know is just as good as Elton John, Bill Connors of Long Island, will be performing these face-to-face tribute concerts. Stop calling. Come up. I know what you're doing. You're trying to sell people to fool them. And a lot of people, present company included, will think that Elton John and Billy Joel will be at Adventureland.
Honestly, I can't.
Sorry, that's what bothers me.
Now, Steve, can I share with you a real star? I just have her picture right here.
Yes.
I don't know if you know her. You know who this is, Steve?
I can't say, really. No, it's a little blurry. Who is that?
Yeah, it's like washed out.
It's kind of washed out.
She's a star. She's played the Massapequa Library.
Oh, is that Flo Michaels?
Yes.
That's Flo Michaels. Now, Flo Michaels, Emily, just to bring you up to speed, when me and Steve first began the Steve Squared Show, she was one of our first highlight celebrities, was the stylings of Flo Michaels.
I've never been big of a celebrity.
She performs at the local libraries. She does a nice, well, not anymore because there's no library to perform at, but if there was, she'd be performing.
Steve, I mean, you have connections. You know,
I could get her on.
many people in the library that, you're probably a few degrees of separation away from Flo Michaels.
That is true. I thought right after the anger session of us getting some of that anger out, Emily's got a lot of heat, a lot of anger.
I have so much anger. I'm like the in the flames.
I think
Literally, Emily does every week now. She's taking her shot.
this is a perfect time.
Her shot.
This is a perfect time to bring us all some tranquil energy. I'm starting a new Zen segment because I've been reading this.
I don't do well with meditation or Zen.
Watch this. I'm going to read a little segment to help you, Emily. Now, it says here in my Zen book, hold on.
Sorry.
Because you're so zen.
Now, the significance of the jolly laughing Buddha. You know the Buddha. We all know the Buddha. He's the laughing Buddha. He's called the loved one or friendly one, and the Buddha is known in Japan as the Hotai, or China as Pute, and this is very significant here. The Buddha's large belly, his pot belly, because Buddha's very heavy, a little overweight. He doesn't like to talk about it. Very insecure about his weight.
It's very interesting why he's overweight, but that's a whole different conversation.
The Buddha almost got a part in what's happening.
Yeah, that's true.
Very close to it.
This symbolizes
Wrong.
the Buddha's large potbelly symbolizes happiness, good luck, and abundance. So I thought I would tell that to my clients. Tell that to me a lot when they're overweight. They say, Steve, it's not an eating problem. Oh, no, no, no. It's abundance, happiness, and good luck.
No, for me it's an eating problem.
Thank you. I'm telling you, stop using the Buddha's line. You know what he did? He is the main cause of obesity in America, all around the world.
I'm just confused. Can someone enlighten me for a second? I thought that when that particular religion and mindset started, the guy who started Siddhartha, whatever his name was on like a hunger strike or not eating and was like thin as a twig.
You're thinking of Gandhi.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking of Siddhartha, who was longer Buddhism, and
You're thinking of John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
Yep, that's it. There you go. You got me. Look at.
I know my Beatles.
You feel well with Zen or meditation. I need to keep a constant rate of like the buzzing, and I'm allowed to be angry today because y'all subjected me to one of my phobias, and I had to see someone get attacked by a bird live. Okay, so both of you suck.
Wow. Well, Steve didn't have a part. You're yelling at Steve too?
Honestly, I'm yelling at you with the fuzzy head right now.
Or
but-
Steve squared, I should say, not Steve 2. It's Steve squared. Now, let me just read you. I'll bring you some inner peace. Like I'm going to do a Mr. Miyagi or a Mr. Wasabi. There is only one way, it says here. There is only one way to achieve lasting happiness. That way is simply be happy. So what I did was I returned this book. I'm returning it tomorrow because the first sentence is, the rest of it's Fugazi. And my book is so much better, Dumbbells. Or actually, the Jack LaLanne story. I confused my pilot, Dumbbells, with the O&M. I got some, I might have a little heat on Dumbbells. I'll share that with you, Emily and Steve. Someone's interested. Someone possibly could be interested in my creation, Dumbbells, the pilot, the story.
So exciting.
Maybe, and of course, it's the week I didn't wear the Dumbbell shirt. I wore a sweating.
I'm disappointed in you.
Sweating. See
I'm
that?
disappointed in you.
I'm sorry. Anyway, but I was trying to give you guys some zen. Do you feel better?
No. In fact, that kind of reminds me of like some of the fugazi like superstitions that people have. And none of them work.
Like what?
Like, did you know that, actually I believe this one, it's really bad luck to toast with water.
Really?
To toast with water. In Germany, if you toast with water, it means that you wish to bring death upon the person you're toasting. And in, like, Latin America, if you toast with water, it just means very bad luck will happen upon your house.
What about a Celsius?
Is that water, Steve? No.
There's water in it.
No.
Water is an ingredient.
Water is an ingredient in my body as well, but you don't see that being an issue.
Do you know I'm very excited that on Dancing with the Stars they got really high class talent coming in. Anne Hetch and Charles Oakley will be doing the Mambo with Tyra Banks hosting. It's going to be a hell of a show. I will not tune in to that crap.
Tyra is so problematic. Love her. What a woman.
I'm a hater of Tyra.
She's
So
a
I
hot
don't
mess.
think that she's problematic. I think that it's hysterical.
I want to see Charles Oakley, who is Charles has been released, right, Steve? He's out?
Of what? Who's from where?
Madison Square Garden jail.
Charles Oakley? Yeah, I don't think there's a Madison Square Garden jail, but yeah.
I would believe there is. I almost got stuck there a few times.
So he will be dancing, doing the Mambo with the one and only Anne Hetch. And, oh boy, the show is going to be just off the hook. It's going to be fantastic. I'm glad. Thank goodness. And thank goodness for one more. You know, my thank goodnesses are very genuine. This week, tune in because the Country Music Awards, thank God.
Oh.
Thank God. Thank goodness.
No.
They will be on. They're all going to perform from their living rooms, couches, bathrooms, cellars, basements, toilet bowls. They're going to sing all their country hits.
I have to tell you, I hate country music, and if someone in their bio, like on a dating app or even on like Instagram or Facebook, says that they like country, immediately you're not friends, and you will not ever have a chance.
You know, first of all, that's very racist of you.
Racist, it's a music choice, sir.
That's that's musist of you. That's very musist.
Listen, I'm a musist. What can I say?
What's your take on that, Steve? Do you like country music?
I like some country music.
Who do you like? Anybody? Anybody we know?
Man in Black, Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton.
Sure.
Joe.
Anybody current? Like in this century?
Wow. I don't really attribute current country music as country music.
That's true.
It's just become really pop music, and it doesn't have the heart and the soul that country music had.
Are you going to tell me that Miranda Lambert doesn't do it for you?
Okay, but here's the thing. I agree with Steve. I love Johnny Cash. I love Dolly Parton. I love Sister Hazel. Modern, quote-unquote, country is absolute trash. If I have to hear one more song about a beer or a truck or a tractor, I'm gonna lose my mind. Lose my mind.
You just blasted the whole South.
Yeah. Sorry.
You just took away our whole Southern audience.
Didn't have a big one to begin with, folks.
I correct you on that, Steve. Remember that guy that called us from the South that was working in the plant that loved our show?
Yeah, I don't know if that was a plant or not. I thought it was a plant.
I think it was real. We had a call from a gentleman in the South, and he said, I follow you guys. I love your show. We all listen to it here down at the plant. I think he was real.
I have to tell you, you have a terrible song.
Oh, boy. Woo-wee.
One of the worst.
Woo-wee.
Seriously, I thought that guy was D-Love.
That was not D-Love.
Hiding his voice.
That, he was loving our show.
Oh boy.
He wanted a Steve Square mug. I really like that guy.
And I'm on the show, so.
Well, you weren't on the show back then.
Yeah, but now I am. I don't even have one.
We'll get you a mug. Hey, before I was just curious, what's your birthday? I'll read your horoscope.
I'm a Taurus. May 19th. Not actually a Taurus Gemini cusp, technically, but I'm a Taurus.
It says you could be windblown or wearing casual sweatpants, and still be awesome.
Well,
It says in the week ahead, you won't have the ability to strut your stuff for some reason.
I'm in quarantine.
Well, that's true.
So,
Steve, what are you?
Scorpio, November 7th.
I get along so well with Scorpio, Steve. That's why we're friends.
There you go.
It doesn't really even, I can't even understand this. It says when you are devoted to being a team player, others may feel duty-bound to safeguard your interests. It says in the week ahead, you might find the answers. Wow, this is terrible. This is just,
What crap?
this is, who writes this?
Georgia Rose would have something better.
She is totally better. Georgia Rose, Steve's referring to Georgia Rose, who does a Govs radio podcast. This doesn't even make sense. Oh, in mine says, you will recognize the value of worthy relationships.
Oh. Talk about me. Okay.
It says, yeah, this is nonsense. I don't like that.
Reading the horoscope reminds me of, have you ever seen the movie Legally Blonde?
Wrong.
She goes, hi, my name is Elle Woods. I'm a Taurus vegetarian. I love that movie.
What did she say?
She goes, hi, my name is Elle Woods. I'm a Taurus vegetarian. And it's like this whole introduction for herself at law school.
That's another crap movie. Stop watching crap.
Shut up! Why are you like this? How are we friends? What's your star sign? Are you an Aries?
I'm an Aries.
I knew it! You suck.
You know how you knew it? Because I just said it.
No, I knew that before you said it.
Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai. That's my sign. I'm Cobra Kai. Now, so we're closing out the show. We're going to do our little final goodbyes. We had another fun show. We want to thank Wasabi for coming on and scaring Emily.
Wasabi.
Wasabi.
Can we make Wasabi a regular?
No, shut up.
What are you talking about? He's going to be replacing Emily.
I almost shit a brick. I don't think you understand.
Now, Steve, let's see if Steve gets... Emily might not get this reference. She might. I'd like a little more wasabi. I'm looking for a little more... I'd like a little more wasabi. What is that, Steve?
It's on that note.
Is that Travolta?
No, that's
That's Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken, a little more cowbell.
Yeah.
On that note, as so aptly put by Emily, I'm glad we were able to dispel we gave a lot of information. We talked about Zen, flying, the Statue of Liberty info. We did good. We had a bird on.
Information, by the way. Do not listen to this man wearing the fuzzy mop as a hat. Okay.
Now, just on a note, speaking of COVID, that bird could be carrying the bird flu.
I hate avian things, okay? I hate birds.
All right, we'll leave the birds alone. Well, you know what? We won't. This will be no more Alfred Hitchcock for you. We'll have bring it.
Gave me this fear, actually. That's one of the reasons I have such a big fear, because they actually attacked her on set, and she has very bad PTSD and phobias of birds now because they attacked her.
Yeah, small price to pay for a starring role in an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
She never acted after that. She literally had PTSD.
Who are you talking about? Tippi Hedren?
Listen, she had PTSD from a bird attacking her.
It's fine. It's what you do for the arts. Now, next time we'll have a different animal on. I want to thank all of our Square guests for sharing the show. Remember to share the Square. We want you to have a great week. Emily, what's going on with you? Where are you? What are you doing?
I am stuck in quarantine, so please follow me on social media.
Okay.
So I'm not terribly bored. It's my full name, Emily Faith. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, whatever floats your boat. Feel free to reach out. Tell me if you have a fear of birds. We can, on. Steve M., what about you, since I have nothing interesting going on in my life?
Well, I am not going to do my regular promotions because I need to tell you, and I kept it quiet all hour, of course, the sale of the New York Mets has been put through. It is going to happen. They are waiting the votes from Major League Baseball's owners. $2.4 billion. That's right. So guess what? The Yankees aren't going to be the only ones who have money in this town. Look out. I love you. My God. Enough of this. I can't wait.
Yankees are still dope, okay?
Yes.
Question it.
Crickets.
How much was it? What was the price?
$2.4 billion.
Pocket change. Who bought them?
That's nothing. What are you talking about?
Oh, Steve Cohen did buy it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope he got a receipt, because he's going to need his money back. he's going to definitely need he's going to have to return that to Amazon. Did he buy that on Amazon?
Keep it up. Just keep it going. Say it all you want.
You know what isn't trash, though? The TV show The Boys on Amazon Prime. That's my final.
That's your final trash. And of course, you can see you can see me on the Jiminy Cricket. I'm going to start my book promotion of the Jack LaLanne book, Anything is Possible. So check out Jiminy with a G, Gyminy, and Cricket with a K. That's one word, Jiminy Cricket. And we're going to give you all kinds of gym tips, Jack LaLanne quotes. We're going to get ready. It's going to be very exciting. I promise I'll wear the hair for as long as you people love it. I'll wear it on the next show. I'll keep my hair like this. And I know Emily loves it. And we're going to also, you can see, Steve Squared Show, govsradio.com. Follow all the great Governor's Comedy Club podcast shows. including Knock 'em Dead Comedy, Georgia Rose, and the rest of the gang. And as always, thank you, Emily. Thank you, Stephen, for a great job today. A lot of fun. A lot of fun today. And as always, have a great week. And let's see what we'll play you out with. Let's try a little bit of, maybe, what should we play them out with? A little bit of this. No?
Do you even know who wrote this?
Oh, yeah. Little Josie and the Pussycats there.
I know.
No?
I said, I know.
Fine, we'll end with this.
Set up lines of cocaine with your daughter